My name is Alan, and here's my invitation.
Welcome in one moment, please. Oh, I'm sorry, but it seems that we do not have a seat available for you.
That can't be.
Alan, you're not welcome here. You don't have the right background. You're poor and you only graduated middle school.
Fine, I'll leave then.
Why is our hospital director leaving?
He's your hospital director?
Trouble busters!
Look at all the people my boyfriend is friends with.
Wow, they all work at a hospital.
Yes, he met all of them through work. We have so many wedding guests, I can't keep count. But I'm certain of one thing. They all make at least $80,000 a year. It'd be nice if you both met someone at my wedding.
That's a great idea, Ariel.
You should both be glad that you have someone like me as a friend.
Is this Alan, the Alan that we know?
Alan? He's on my guest list?
The one that only graduated from middle school.
I don't understand how someone like him was mistakenly invited to our wedding.
Tom and Alan were good friends, weren't they? It would make sense for Tom to invite Alan.
He should have said something to me about this.
Is there a reason why you don't want this person at your wedding?
Well, he only graduated middle school for one.
Oh, so he's basically an idiot.
I don't want him at my wedding. He's gonna embarrass me. You obviously don't need to get to know a loser like him, Melanie.
My name is Alan, and I'm off to my best friend's wedding today. I'm so happy for Tom, and I'm glad to be able to be a part of his big day. I was already 31 years old, and I didn't even have a girlfriend. I hoped that I'd fall in love and get married soon, too. My name is Alan, and here's my invitation.
Welcome in one moment, please. Oh,
Is something wrong?
I'm sorry, but it seems that we do not have a seat available for you.
That can't be.
Let me go check again.
That won't be necessary.
Oh, hey, Ariel.
Long time no see, Alan. And goodbye, Alan.
What do you mean goodbye? I just got here.
Don't you get it? Alan, you're not welcome here. You don't have the right background. You're poor and you only graduated middle school. The only people that can attend this wedding are family, relatives, and our friends who fit a certain criteria. And well, you don't. You'd have to be an elite working in the medical profession or a doctor. We don't have a seat available for a low-class person like you.
Don't you know that Tom wants me here, though? He invited me.
I'll tell him off later for inviting a loser like you to our wedding. I can't believe that you even bothered to show up. You don't fit in here. I guess your lack of common sense has something to do with the fact that you never made it to high school.
I know that Tom graduated from a good university and he works at a great company now, but we're friends nonetheless. Social status shouldn't affect friendships. Tom is one of my best friends. Please allow me to be a part of his wedding.
You don't need to be here to be happy for him. You can wish him happiness from your heart and we can send you our wedding photos later. If you attended our wedding, you'd stand out in a bad way among our other amazing guests. And I wouldn't want our other guests to feel uncomfortable because of that.
How do you determine who's a suitable wedding guest and who isn't?
Based on how much money they make. Simple, right? I'm sure that with all the construction jobs that you take on, you're tired. You should take the day off and rest at home.
Why would you assume that I work in construction? I admit that my job can be tough, but I get enough sleep every night and I don't need to rest. I took the day off of work to be here. Please don't send me home just because you don't like me. You can seat me in the back so that you won't have to see me during the reception.
I don't hate you. You simply don't qualify to be one of our wedding guests. Don't take it so personally. Please leave. I have other more important things to attend to.
So you're saying that I don't qualify because of my education background and the amount of money that I make?
That's right. You're smarter than you look.
I make a decent living. In fact, just as good as Tom.
Then tell me how much you make. I'd like to know.
That's not something I was to discuss at your wedding. I don't want to be crass. I think that it's wrong of you to determine a person's worth based on how much money they make.
You only say that because you don't make much money and you're jealous of the people that do. You don't pay the same amount of taxes as we do. That in itself makes you feel less valuable than us. You don't belong here. How many times do I have to tell you that?
I pay taxes. I'm pretty sure that I pay a lot more than you do.
Then you must be doing your taxes wrong. It wouldn't make sense for someone like you to be paying so much tax. You should go home right now and figure out ways to lower your taxes. I'm sure that you're more than eligible for tax exemption.
I'm not an idiot, and I know that I'm paying the right amount of taxes based on my income.
So I guess you make just enough money to be taxed, but not that much in the end. I feel sorry for you. I really do.
Will you stop criticizing me and let me speak to Tom? He'll sort this out for us.
Don't try to blame this on me. It's your stupidity that caused all this. I want you to leave, you dumbass.
What was her problem? She had no reason to hate me so much.
I don't have a seat for you at our wedding, which means that no food will be served to you either.
I could have told her the truth, but why did I have to explain myself in order to be seated at my best friend's wedding? It didn't make any sense. Ariel's been known not to listen to others. She makes assumptions about people without making the effort to get to know them first. Ariel made it very clear to me that there was no place for me at her wedding, so I might as well give up and go home. But I wasn't going to forgive her for her behavior. Trouble busters! I'm leaving.
Good, and I want you to stop being friends with Tom. I'm marrying him, and as his wife, I don't approve of your friendship. I hope you got all that. I'd be annoyed if you're ignoring me.
You don't have the right to decide whether we can remain friends or not.
As his wife, I have a huge influence over the people Tom gets to hang out with.
Fine, say what you want to Tom, but I'm not gonna give up on our friendship.
Okay, whatever, you can go now.
Why is our hospital director leaving?
He's your hospital director?
Yes, and I'm leaving.
See you at the hospital, sir.
I don't get it. You're the hospital director? How is that even possible? Explain it to me, Alan.
I have no obligation to explain anything to you. Now get out of my way.
I can't let you go until you explain the situation to me. Are you really the hospital director?
Yes, I am. And Tom works for a large medical device company.
But you didn't even go to high school. How in the world did you manage to become a hospital director or a doctor even?
I passed the high school graduate certification exam and then went to medical school. I became a doctor after that. Are you happy now?
I thought that you didn't go to high school because you were dumb.
That's what you assumed. If you had bothered to get to know me in middle school, you would know that I had good grades. I couldn't go to high school because of something that was happening in my family at the time. I lost my parents in middle school and my grandfather took care of me after that. I got a student job and also studied to become a doctor at the same time. It was always my dream to become a doctor.
Excuse me, Alan. Are you leaving the wedding because of an emergency?
If it's something we can take care of, we'd be more than happy to step in. It's not a work-related thing, but thank you for offering. I told my colleagues about what was happening between Ariel and I.
Why would you do such a thing to our hospital director?
Why would you be so rude to him?
I made a mistake and this is all a huge misunderstanding.
Alan, you made it.
Hey, I'm sorry about today.
The receptionist told me about what happened. Ariel, what were you thinking?
I'm sorry, I had no idea that Alan was the hospital director.
Just because you didn't know doesn't give you the right to be so rude to him. Alan's hospital is a major client for our company. He buys a lot of medical devices from us.
I had no idea.
I don't buy them because you're the one selling them to me. I genuinely like the quality of the products, and Tom does a great job selling each product to me and convinces me that I need them for my hospital.
If Alan stops doing business with our company, do you know what kind of damage that could do? If something like that were to happen, I wouldn't make as much money. Or worse, I could lose my job. And we wouldn't be able to continue living the way that we do. Even if Alan were to forgive you, I'm deeply offended by the way that you treated him today.
That's right. You shouldn't have disrespected our hospital director in the way that you did. It's because of him that your business is doing well. Let's not criticize Tom for this. This isn't his fault. This is a personal issue between Ariel and I, and has nothing to do with work.
But it's true that she refused to allow you to be a part of their wedding, right?
If anything, our hospital director is the guest of honor today. How could you refuse him a seat?
You both make very valid points, and the way that Ariel treated Alan is unacceptable. I'm truly sorry for Ariel's behavior today. I realize how inappropriate her actions were. Ariel, you should be apologizing with me.
Check out the lunch that Alan brought today. Ew.
There's a smelly fish on his rice. I knew that it was poor, but not this poor.
Could you two leave me alone?
Listen up, everyone. Alan has a smelly fish and rice for lunch today. Isn't that like gross? My pet dog eats better than you.
Poor Alan, his lunch is worse than dog food.
Stop that and leave me alone!
Let's get rid of the smell, everyone. You're such a loser, Alan.
My mother made this lunch for me. How dare you!
Are you like in love with your mother? Gross. Please don't bring such disgusting food to school again. If you do, I'll have to get rid of it again.
What is this racket?
Alan threw his lunch onto the floor. I guess he wasn't happy with what his mother made him. He said that he couldn't eat such wretched-looking food.
Alan, you shouldn't waste food like that.
It wasn't me! Ariel threw my lunch onto the floor out of spite!
Ariel is a girl. I don't believe that a girl would engage in such nonsense. If you're gonna lie to me, come up with some better lies.
I'm not lying!
Just shut up and clean up the mess on the floor.
This sucks. Why is this happening to me?
I'm the popular girl at school. Everyone's gonna believe me over a loser like you.
Hey, what are you doing? Haven't you done enough already?
You're such an idiot that it irritates me so much. I can't believe that Alan's a hospital director now.
You don't seem very apologetic.
She feels no remorse for what she's done. Alan, let's leave.
Ariel, this is your last chance to apologize.
I don't want to. You can sell your products to another hospital. It doesn't have to be Alan's. I can help you look for another hospital to sell your products to.
Wow, this is not the response I was expecting.
Where are your manners?
I'm just so disappointed in you, Ariel. You're not the woman that I thought you were. Do you know how much effort we put in to sell one product? It's easy for you to say, go find another hospital, but that is not how our business works. It is because of the business relationships I have with all the doctors working at Alan's hospital that I'm able to do my job well. How dare you tell me to go find another hospital? You have no idea what you're talking about. Also, you're being very disrespectful to my clients.
I have a bad history with Alan. It makes me uncomfortable that you two are working together. Do you remember how big of a loser Alan was back in middle school? I don't want him to have power over us now that we're adults. That's not the way things should be. I used to bully him in middle school. I'm sure he wants nothing to do with me either. How sad is he to be picked on by a girl?
The only reason I didn't fight back in middle school was because things at home were tough. I didn't want to cause unnecessary stress onto my sick mother.
You have no idea the hardships that Alan has been through. I can't believe that you were bullying him.
Oh, that's right. I never told Tom about that.
You should have told me. I would have stopped Ariel.
I knew that you would get really mad if you found out, and I didn't want there to be any trouble at school. In a way, I was glad that we weren't in the same class because you didn't find out about what was going on in mine.
I had no idea that Ariel was such a bitch. I'm such an idiot for falling for someone like her.
Tom?
I have so much anger right now. I don't know what to do.
Are you upset with me? That was a long time ago when I was young. I didn't know any better.
But it looks like you haven't changed much since middle school. You tried to kick me out without giving me the opportunity to explain myself. And you knew that Tom and I were good friends. Who does that?
You're still acting like a child.
I agree.
I can't do this anymore. If you felt bad about what you did, I was willing to apologize to Alan with you. But clearly you don't, and I can't accept that. I'm leaving you, and this wedding is canceled.
You can't do that! Our wedding guests have already arrived. What will everyone think of me? Why are you prioritizing Alan's feelings over mine? It doesn't make any sense. If you two are best friends, I'm sure we can figure out something that works for all three of us.
Why does everything always have to be about you, Ariel? The world doesn't revolve around you.
Tom and I belong together. That's why we got engaged. I'm allowed to make this about me. It's my wedding day.
Ariel, I don't want to be with a woman who judges people based on their educational and professional backgrounds. You're shallow. And on top of that, you're not willing to own up to your mistakes. I'd be an even bigger idiot if I went through with this wedding. I'm going to apologize to all our guests and let them know that our wedding's been canceled.
Tom, you don't need to do that.
Thanks, Alan. I never thought that you would side with me on this.
It's something that I would have wanted to say to Tom, but seeing you after all this time made me realize that I don't want him to make the mistake of marrying someone like you.
How dare you say that to me, traitor!
You're the traitor! You're so not the person that I thought you were.
If Alan had been straight with me and told me that he was the hospital director, none of this would have happened. This is all his fault.
That's where you're wrong. You shouldn't determine a person's worth based on their credentials.
You should have let Alan in based on the fact that he's my friend. Nothing else matters.
I mean, Alan's a loser. He only graduated from middle school and I assumed he only made minimum wage.
Why would you make such assumptions, and why does it matter to you so much? I'm friends with him. Isn't that enough for you?
Ariel can only determine a person's worth based on how much money they make. The fact that I only went to middle school is a deal breaker for her.
I'm sorry for being so harsh to you earlier. I feel bad now.
I see, but it's a little too late for apologies.
That's right. We know that you don't mean it. I hate myself for trying to marry a woman like you. I'm so ashamed.
Please don't dump me over this. This is not what I had planned at all. I basically bragged to everyone about how I'm marrying such a great guy.
I'm not gonna marry you so that you can save face.
I also told my friends that they could potentially meet someone great at our wedding. I'm gonna be the laughingstock if we cancel the wedding.
You brought this all onto yourself. Don't you see that?
I'm going home now.
Alan, I'm really sorry for everything. Give me the chance to make it up to you. I know that you took time out of your busy schedule to be here today.
Yes, you owe me a nice dinner for sure.
Definitely.
I'll be seeing you soon, Tom. Ariel tried to stop me from going home, but I left anyway. I had taken the day off, but I had a lot of work to do, so I went into the hospital to get some of my tasks done. The executive board of Tom's company came to see me at the hospital to apologize to me.
We apologize for all the unpleasantries you experienced at Tom's wedding.
That's alright. It really wasn't his fault anyway. Please don't be angry with Tom over this. I fully intend on continuing to do business with your company going forward as well.
Thank you so much. Your kind words mean so much to us.
Hello?
There's a call from someone named Ariel. She says that it's very important that she speak with you. She seems really angry about something. She even threatened to sue our hospital if I didn't put her a call through to you.
I couldn't believe this. Ariel was acting like she was the victim. Please put her through.
Alan, you ruined my life and I'm gonna sue you if you don't fix this.
I don't think that any of this is my fault. If anything, I'm the victim here.
Tom is furious with me and he's refusing to take me back. You need to talk to him and convince him to come back to me.
I don't blame Tom for not wanting anything to do with you anymore. I'm sure that you learned your lesson. Don't judge a person based on their credentials.
Wait, don't hang up on me, Alan.
What do you want?
Do you happen to be free right now?
No, I'm working at the hospital.
That's not what I meant. Are you single or are you seeing someone special?
I'm not seeing anyone, but how is that your concern?
I was thinking that maybe we could go out on a date.
Are you crazy? No way in hell. You're so selfish that it kind of amazes me.
Back in middle school, I thought you were a big loser, but now that you're a hospital director, you're kind of hot. I wouldn't mind being the wife of a hospital director.
Are you feeling okay? You're acting delirious.
I'm pretty. You wouldn't mind getting married to me, would you?
You're not so bad looking, but your personality is terrible. I would never marry someone like you, and I can't believe that you would ask me out on the same day that you broke up with Tom. What is the matter with you?
I'm so over Tom. He doesn't know what he lost out on. If we get together, we can rub our happiness in his face. How does that sound? What do you say, Alan? Go out with me on one date and I promise to make it worth your while.
That sounds a lot like a punishment than anything. I regret taking this call from you. It was a total waste of time.
How dare you say that to me? Do you know who you're dealing with here?
And here comes your true personality. It's so ugly. I don't think you have the luxury to be asking me out right now.
What do you mean?
You need to pay your wedding planner the cancellation fees, remember?
I don't know what you're talking about. Tom never mentioned this to me.
Then I guess he'll get in touch with you soon about that. Tom told me that you deliberately took me off the guest list.
Why are we still talking about this? I apologized, remember?
Whoever said that I accepted your apology, though? It wasn't heartfelt. Tom left you because you were disrespectful to me, and you hid the fact that you had bullied me in the past from him. The reason for your wedding being canceled was entirely your fault, so it makes sense for you to pay the cancellation fees.
The fees are so expensive though and I can't afford them. Do I really need to pay them?
Yes, you really need to pay those cancellation fees. You owe 80% of the total fees, which comes down to $24,000.
How am I supposed to come up with so much money?
Get a job and work really hard. This is your responsibility.
This is so unfair. Alan, you're rich. Would you be willing to loan me the money?
No, I can't. You're on your own, Ariel. You've never been nice to me, and I don't intend on doing you any favors.
Please forget about what I did in the past. I changed, I promised. My parents cut me off after they found out about what I did to you. I'm all alone.
And it's all your fault. I hope that you've learned your lesson. If you get a job, it's not an amount that you can't pay. Good luck with everything.
Alan, I can't do this by myself. I really need your help. If you can't help me, will you at least introduce me to a male rich friend? Or can you help me get back with Tom?
All you care about is money. How about you stop relying on men for a change and earn the money yourself? You're so shallow. I need to go now. Bye. And leave Tom alone. He doesn't want to hear from you ever again. If you harass him, I'm gonna tell him about this phone conversation.
Hey, there's no need for you to go that far.
Oh, there's one thing I want to thank you for. Thank you for showing me your true colors before Tom made a mistake of marrying you. And now, I can see Tom whenever I want to without worrying about you stopping him. In a way, I'm glad that I never went to high school, because it gave you a reason to make fun of me. Bye now.
Alan, don't hang up on me. Alan, I'm not done talking to you. I need your help. We used to be classmates. Doesn't that mean anything to you? I won't make fun of you anymore. I promise, and I'm sorry. Alan!
Ariel's family and friends wanted nothing to do with her anymore. She had no choice but to pay the cancellation fees on her own. Tom told me that she wasn't able to pay everything in one go. He saw her the other day on the other side of the street, and was surprised by how tired and old she looked. I guess her life is not as easy as it used to be. I am living proof that it doesn't matter which school you go to, as long as you work hard for your dreams. And I'm not gonna give up on my dreams. Trouble Busters!